WD'd at the Masters last year, and then you immediately were in surgery that Saturday afternoon. I know you said your head was spinning then. Now it seems like everything is back on track. But for you, what are the biggest things that had to change in terms of your swing, your putting setup, everything that now we're seeing the success translate?
Yeah, I mean, so I think when I came back, when I got hurt in Delaware about a year and a half, 2 years ago, I was given the option of either doing surgery or not, and both kind of had the same success rate. And at the time I was 26, you just don't go into surgery immediately. And so I knew when I came back, I felt okay, but I knew that I still wasn't 100% and kind of tried to grind through it. And then finally, I kind of overworked preparing my way into Augusta, and then finally it gave out on me. But really the setup changes are pretty small. I've got both my feet kind of flared out a little bit, so I can be more rotary as opposed to more up and down and putting stress on my spine. And all in all, it's really just trying to, I've had advice from some guys that have gone through it. Being comfortable is the number one thing. And, you can go to any specialist and tell you this or that, but if it doesn't feel right, then it doesn't feel right. And I think taking complete ownership over what I'm doing, with Josh and Troy, has been super helpful. Even this week, having landed my chiropractor here, it's been a team effort, honestly. I mean, my right hip was a little tight early on in the week, but I stood up, and next thing you know, I started hitting it better. And so it's been a very long journey. The putter was actually rather funny, just sitting in one of my surgeries, and after I got out and was just sitting in the hospital bed, and was just kind of like, all right, this is right around the time when Lucas was having some success, and I had already ordered a arm lock that was similar to it, and they ended up sending me a couple of the broomsticks, and I had about 5 months to kind of tinker around with it, and I couldn't hit balls. So it's been great. Everything's very simple, and I think that's the difference this go around, as opposed to these minuscule feels that are just really hard to see the difference in what I'm doing. And now it's just kind of a 1, 2, 3 as opposed to step 1, step 2, step 3 as opposed to step 1 through 10.
Sure. Simplifying is always better, especially
Yes.
in this game, right? Gary Woodland told us, you think you can do something when you're coming back, but it's not until you really prove it to yourself that you can really make that shift. You played well at Torrey. You're playing well this week. What have you proven to yourself, especially on a golf course like this, putting yourself in the mix that says to you, all right, I feel pretty comfortable where I'm right path?
Yeah, and I'm lucky too, because I won the College Showcase here in 2015, and that was my first PGA Tour start. I was a freshman in college, and so this is 9 years basically of being here, and so I love this place. This is my favorite regular season event we have on tour, and so you kind of really can't think it around this place either. You've got to shape it both ways off some of these tees. It just doesn't give you an option, and so really. I've been, it's still a conscious effort with some of these changes, but I think, doing all my kind of pre-shot work and getting the feels and then getting over it and then just kind of accepting where it goes after that has kind of been the attitude all week.
Well, we appreciate the time. Good luck tomorrow.
Yeah, great to see you.
Well, he brought it up. He got that spot into the 2015 Genesis Invitational by winning the first ever collegiate showcase on the Monday of that week. What a career he had. He's got the ACC logo on there. Went to Wake Forest. Heard that? Wake Forest. So steep. But what he's done here this week, he's already won, we know this, a car for both himself and his caddy at the 14th. Which one is more heavy? I don't know. You got to be careful that surgery, how hard you hug your guy. Boy. You can see very content with where he is. Happy to see get back to this level. Again, he talked about how he got hurt a year and a half ago in Delaware. That was in the BMW tournament, 22 during the FedEx Cup playoffs. It was won by Patrick Cantlett. Got injured then had surgery last spring. Now he's back. He's playing with Luke List tomorrow in the next to last pairing. Those two met in a playoff at Torrey Pines and the Farmers in 22, won by Luke. But there are all kinds of possibilities tomorrow. We'll talk about as we continue on CBS.
During the Genesis Signature event, select eligible owners can receive $2,000 on GDA, exclusively at your local Genesis retailers.
My name's Coach Archie,
And I'm Erica.
and we're first-generation ranchers from Central Texas.
And because of TikTok, we're able to show people from all over the world where their food and fiber come from.
We have Dorper sheep and we have beef cattle for the sole purpose of going into the food chain. We use TikTok as a tool to inform people of what we do and why we do it. There's just a plethora of knowledge and of information swapping going on there. TikTok is helping us protect this way of life for future generations.
CBS Tuesday.
She went missing 8 years ago.
I've got blood. You were on that case.
Yes. Got tally marks, thousands.
Something's off.
CBS Tuesday is FBI night.
There's another room.
All new episodes Tuesday on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus.
Shit. Alright.
The Genesis Invitational is sponsored by Morgan Stanley, where old school hard work meets old new thinking. The all-new tailor-made QI10, experience your drives in 10K. And by the electric Genesis GV60. Step into the future every time you drive. Here's a look at the card of Luke List. What he did, 8 holes with pars, 2 through 9. Gave away 1 at 10 and then played 3 under the rest of the way. And Dottie said that stuff shot at 13 really switched it around. Nice finish by Luke. He's standing by with Amanda.
Jim, I always like watching the players look at their scorecard on that graphic. You always have a card or two to yourself. What did you find on that back 9 as you birdied 3 of your last 6?
Yeah, just looking at the card, it looked like an easy day, but it was definitely not. I struggled with the driver again today, so playing out of the rough here is very challenging, and I was able to scramble around really nicely and make a few putts to close the round out.
When your driver isn't cooperating the way you want it to, what do you do after a round before the final? Do you work on it? Do you send it to your swing coach? What's that process?
Yeah, I'll probably go hit a few balls for about 10 or 15 minutes and just try to find something.
We know this place is special for you and your wife. This is where you guys met here in Los Angeles, had your first date here. What would it mean to get this one done tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, I've got a big uphill challenge facing Pat, and a bunch of guys played well today, so it's a great leaderboard. I'm happy to be part of it, and Riviera is one of my favorite courses, and it's obviously special. I've spent some time here, living here for a while, so I'd love to get the chance to win.
All right, appreciate the time. Good luck tomorrow.
Appreciate it.
Well, thank you, Luke, for being with us. Here's a look at what we saw. This was the shot that Dottie, who was walking with him, said made all the difference today for his round.
Always helpful when you come to that whole location. This was
Then backed it up with this at the 14th.
Yeah, look, all of these holes are playing over par for the field as well. And he's just gone third, with a great putt there.
At 17. 2-shot swing in this pairing. Cantley would make 6. They'll find 2 putts from off the back of the 18th. To save par coming in.
Shoot.
So our leader is with us now live. Amanda, right back to you.
Thanks, Jim.
All right,
Patrick
so-
is 64, a 65, and then a 70. How do you assess today's round?
Yeah, overall it was solid. Hit a lot of good shots.
I didn't play as good as I did the first 2 days, but got a 2-shot lead going into tomorrow and feel good about it.
We know you love this course more than any other one. Jamie Mulligan and I were talking about it earlier today. When you don't necessarily have the round you won, does that attitude really keep you with that confidence, knowing that you can pretty much do whatever you want around this course? You've already proven it.
Yeah, I mean, this is a golf course I feel really comfortable on. I've played it so many times, and it feels like a home game. So anytime I come here, I just have good vibes because I love the golf course so much.
What are the keys for you tomorrow when you think about the holes that you have to stay out of trouble, that you have to capitalize on? What does that look like?
Yeah, I think driving the ball in the fairway is a big deal around here. Fairways are tough to hit here, and greens are tough to hit. So I think playing really smart golf and being in position most of the day is really the key to playing well around here.
It should also feel like a home game because you have a number of people in the crowds cheering for you, right? Tell us how many people you have out there and what it would mean to be able to win here with friends and family surrounding you.
Yeah, quite a few. I got a lot of friends and family out there, a lot of people up from Virginia Country Club, and it feels great. I mean, this is where I grew up, and this tournament means a lot to me, so it's nice to be competing and have a chance to win.
Appreciate the time. Good luck tomorrow.
All right, thanks.
Let's take a look at his action today. Opens up at 1, pours it in for birdie.
Just want you to take a look and pay attention to the speed on his putts throughout this highlight package. They're just dripping over the front edge. Amazing touch.
That's a good way of putting it. Dripping right over the front of the cup in that solid center. This was at 13.
And he just seems to always hit the correct shot. Hole location on the left, started up the middle of the green, turn it in. And a nice birdie there at 13.
18. Nice little chip here.
Got to judge that further bounce to perfection. Nice save, particularly after the middle stumble at 17.
Watch his golf swing. Look at the tempo and even that chip shot. It's a tempo that matches his demeanor. It's all the same. It's perfect harmony. The only thing I'm sure that hurts today is that 6 at 17 that certainly compressed the field and put a lot of players into the mix here. You got Shump, you got Salvatores that are 2 back. I'm looking for a great day tomorrow.
Oh, it's gonna be amazing. Looks like that rain that was forecast earlier in the week is shifting later and later in the day, so hopefully we get away with that. Other than that, the conditions are going to be kind of similar, low 60s, a little bit of breeze out of the southwest. And like you say, we've got a nice shootout. It's great to see Zalatoris back in the hunt. He's going to be really excited about that. You always wonder when you've had an injury, am I still going to have my best stuff and be able to throw it around with the best? So it's going to be a big day for him tomorrow. Cantlay, though, with 54-hole outright leads on the PGA Tour, 2 for 2. So I don't anticipating him backing up. The other guy's going to have to go out there and shoot a great round.
Well, one time you thought maybe there's just 2 or 3 guys that could be in the mix on Sunday, but with that bogey in the lead at 14 under par, you have right now 6 players within 4 shots of the lead. There's no one at 9 under. Do you think the 8s or below have a chance if you did something crazy a little more like Matt Young?
The 8s have an outside shot. I mean, I'm just giving them that out of respect for how good they are. We've seen a couple 64 shot here already this week, so if one of those guys that are at 8 under go out and shoot that 7 under round, they get to 15. It's going to be close. I think 15 might have a chance for a playoff. You're probably not going to win outright. You're going to have to go deeper than that.
I know this. If you love the game, you love the history, and you have a golf course that to me would rise to the level of what it means to be a great champion, this is a place that would be really sweet to have your name on a trophy.
Oh, there is no doubt about it. Not too far from where we're sitting is a statue of Mr. Hogan with all the list of names of the people that have been fortunate enough to win here. It is something you desperately want on your resume.
We'll come back with some closing thoughts. Round 3 is completed. The Genesis Invitational on our leader remains Patrick Cantlay.
My name's Cody Archie,
And I'm Erica.
and we're first-generation ranchers from Central Texas.
And because of TikTok, we're able to show people from all over the world where their food and fiber come from.
We have Dorper sheep and we have beef cattle for the sole purpose of going into the food chain. We use TikTok as a tool to inform people of what we do and why we do it. There's just a plethora of knowledge and of information swapping going on there. TikTok is helping us protect this way of life for future generations.
You flew the trap on 6. You birdied 12.
12 and 13. You closed out the match 4-3. From tee to green, everything was dialed. That was yesterday. Tonight on CBS begins with NCIS Hawaii, followed by the Equalizer Plus, a new edition of 48 Hours tonight on CBS. In 24 hours time, look how fast this cleared out. 24 hours now. That site, as we've heard the players talk about so many times, that 18th green, that arena, that stage, that setting, it is one of the great theaters in golf. It's going to be packed.
That's awesome.
And who knows, maybe it'll be another riveting finish here. I love Sundays at Riviera.
Well,
Patrick Cantlay will go for his first win since August of 22. He talked about how special it is to win at Riviera. We also have the added factor that you're winning Tiger's event if you're the victor.
Exactly right. I mean, he has meant so much to the PGA Tour, and in particular to this group of players. You look at these guys, they would have been coming up through the ranks as junior golfers when he was dominating. They all want to win him.
Patrick Cantlay, when he's on go, it is syrupy. It's beautiful to watch. It's poetry. He leads the tournament. We're heading to Sunday. We can't wait to have you with us. Good night, friends, from the Genesis. We'll see you tomorrow.
Middle of the day, in the middle of the week. Nobody watches like us. The UEFA Champions League on CBS and stream every match live on Paramount Plus. The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. Weeknights on CBS. Keeping you safer, sooner. CBS 2 First Alert Weather.
I really love what you and Martha have done with the place. That sofa and this chair. It's amazing. I can't lie. It was all Martha and Steinhauer's. Check out the table. Solid wood like my molars.
It's Steinhoffel's President's Day sale. Get $100 off of $19.99, up to a $300 airline gift card, plus our special 36-month financing.
And the rug, it ties the whole room together.
Chris,
Hi,
we need to talk. Surrender the clubs.
but I love new clubs.
Brand new clubs are appealing, but a tour level club fitting just hits different. This is not how I married. Stop hoping for the best when you can guarantee it. Club Champions Master Fitters take guessing out of it with data-driven fittings. Be one and done with more distance and lower scores after a single fitting. Get dialed in at the club's leading fitter and builder.
Full bag fittings are just $100 with code BETTERGAME at clubchampion.com. This is CBS 2 News at 5.
Good evening, I'm Charlie DeMar. Chris has the night off. Welcome to our viewers on TV and our digital streaming network, CBS News Chicago. Police in West Suburban McCook say one man was killed in
that's so bad.
shooting outside of a bar. McCook police were called to the parking lot of All Stars Bar overnight. CBS 2's Noel Brennan breaks down what we know so far.
The bar is back open today, just hours after this whole parking lot was part of a crime scene. McCook police have been back here throughout the day investigating a deadly shooting. Police captured the scope of the scene Saturday morning. A drone gathers video of All Stars Bar in the area that was once covered in police tape and dotted with evidence markers. McCook police say officers were called here about 1:40 a.m. There was a disturbance in the All Stars parking lot at the corner of 47th Street and Joliet Avenue. When officers got there, police say they found two men who'd been shot multiple times a half block south of the parking lot. Both men were taken to Loyola Hospital, where police say one of them died. At last check, the other man was in critical condition. Their names haven't been released. Police returned to the scene Saturday, spending time in the bar parking lot. All Stars was back open for business, but employees inside declined to talk about the deadly shooting. McCook police urge anyone with information on the shooting to give them a call. Reporting in McCook, Noel Brennan, CBS 2 News.
And McCook police have not announced any arrests or named a suspect in this case. And this morning, a stark reminder that we are still in winter. The crisp air didn't stop people from taking a nice stroll near Foster Beach, and the wind could pick up just a bit this evening. Meteorologist Mary Kay Kleist is here with the first check of the first alert forecast. Hey, Mary Kay.
Hi, Charlie. Yes, super cold for us, and it's still so windy. We have wind gusts right now.
Shoot.
4 miles per hour up in Waukegan. Winds to 30
kill me.
currently at O'Hare. So it's making it feel like 11 above right now in Waukegan. Feels like 0 though in Rensselaer. So we do have some cold air that's just locked in place for us. And as we go through this evening, it is going to be clear but windy. Even though we're marking the 20s for the actual temperature, we have to plan for the teens as we roll through this evening. And for the night, the wind will be staying with us generally out of the west. Here are your forecast lows tonight: 18 degrees. Joliet, 24 in the city. Sunshine coming back tomorrow. And full sun with west winds from 40s, and maybe you're off for the holiday as well. Possible of a few passing clouds during the day on President's Day. Relax. Hopefully, what day those are on? Coming up here,
Thanks, Mary Kay. We'll check in a little bit. Developing right now on Chicago's far south side, a firefighter is in the hospital after he was heard battling this stubborn fire in the Roseland neighborhood. It all started this afternoon near 107th in Indiana. And that's where CBS 2's Darius Johnson joins us now live with the latest in areas.
Hey there, Charlie. I can tell you that firefighter was taken to the hospital where he is expected to be okay. And that house is right behind the Dallas Stadium. That's a typical alarm fire. And it's a little dark right now, so it'll be hard to show you some of the damage left behind. But if you look at this home, you can see that there is a lot of damage simply from that fire that unfolded earlier this afternoon. Chicago Fire says just before 1 p.m. the fire broke out in this 2-story home at 107th and Indiana in Roseland. Once fire officials arrived, flames were seen ripping through the roof. Firefighters then began busting out windows on the second floor, providing some ventilation after there was heavy smoke pouring out from the second floor. At some point, the roof collapsed at the home. A firefighter was taken to the hospital in good condition right now, where he is expected to be okay. But right now it is still unclear at this time exactly how that firefighter was injured and if it was a result of that roof collapse. It's also unclear exactly how many people were displaced, but we did see the American Red Cross and Salvation Army on the scene providing some assistance. Back out here live right now, I was able to speak to one of the gentlemen who lived in the home. He says he lived on the first floor. He wasn't at home at the time. Right now he's just packing up some of his belongings to be able to leave and go somewhere else. However, neighbors next door, they also packed up some of their belongings as well after receiving some water damage. Earlier today, you can see where that water started to freeze.
Oh, man.
As a result of firefighters trying to put out that fire. At this point, the cause of the fire is still under investigation. That's the very latest news. Darius Johnson, CBS 2.
Darius, thanks for that update. The Red Cross is helping more than 20 people forced from their homes by a fire in Cicero. This happened last night, and it started at an apartment building near 21st Street and 51st Avenue just after 8:30 last evening. Now, firefighters arrived to find flames coming from the 4th floor. They rescued one woman who was hanging out of the window because of that heavy smoke. They also rescued at least one pet from the building. Now, no one was injured in all of this. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. The city of Chicago's controversial shot spotter technology is sticking around for a few more months. The city did reach a deal to extend the contract until late September. It was set to expire last night at midnight. Now, supporters of the gun detection system call it a valuable tool to fight crime. But in an internal report by the Cook County State's Attorney's Office that was actually leaked to CBS 2 found, quote, minimal return on investment. It found that only 1% of shootings end with a shot spotter arrest. Mayor Brandon Johnson campaigned on a pledge to end this contract. And in the wake of the Kansas City Chiefs parade shooting that left one woman dead and 22 others injured, a local pastor is calling for more action from the White House.
We continue to appeal to President Biden to frankly call on violence as a public health crisis. The events in Kansas City is an indication that American violence is a public crisis.
And an update on those victims in Kansas City. Today we learned that all 12 victims admitted to Children's Mercy Hospital in Kansas City have been discharged. In a statement, the hospital said that all of the children who had been shot should make a full recovery. The Kansas City Chiefs also set up a KC Strong donation drive through the United Way to support shooting victims and families. So far, they've raised more than $570,000. Chicago police are warning about a group of violent armed robbers targeting victims on the city's northwest side. Check this out. You can see a whole bunch of robbery locations on your screen. Chicago police say at least 6 people were robbed yesterday morning in Logan Square, Irving Park, Portage Park, and Belmont Cragen. Now, the entire spree happened in less than an hour. They worked extremely quick in this. Each incident, a group of men jumped out of a gray Jeep Cherokee and robbed the victims at gunpoint. One person was shot at, but not hit. Another person was pistol whipped. And a touching memorial service today for the police canine who was shot and killed in Rockford. That's Canine Nix, who was killed in the line of duty Sunday, January 28th, in what police say started as a domestic situation. There was then a shootout between an officer and a suspect. That suspect was also shot and injured. Public visitation was held today at City First Church, followed by a full honor ceremony. An update now on Bears legend Steve Mongo McMichael, who was recently admitted to the intensive care unit with an infection. Today, McMichael's family said that he received a blood transfusion and has been diagnosed with MRSA. On Thursday, McMichael was hospitalized at Silver Cross Hospital in New Lenox with a urinary tract infection and was on 3 antibiotics. McMichael had just learned last week that he will be inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame this year. He's been battling ALS, also known as Lou Gehrig's disease, since 2021. And just one day after it started, early voting in Chicago is on pause. The Chicago Board of Elections says the delay is to remove a judicial candidate, Ashanta Rice, from the ballot. Now, here's what's going on. The voting machines have to be reprogrammed to do that. It's unclear when early voting will resume. The candidate removal does not affect vote by mail ballots. That's because those ballots haven't been sent out yet. The presidential primary here in Illinois is March 19th. And one day after a $450 million fraud judgment, the former president launches a new business venture. Why Donald Trump is now selling sneakers and what's next in his legal battles.
There's no case. You're interested? My son ran away from home.
My wife doesn't call.
My sister is missing. Can you help me?
She left town already. Not until the truth comes out.
Stay where you are.
Joe is not his father.
You okay?
You were worried about me, right?
This one.
Yep.
That's all you get.
Tracker. Sunday afternoon.
Oh my gosh.
CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus. The Grand Cherokee is the most awarded SUV ever. And because of that, it means even more when you can keep a Grand Cherokee in the family. It's yours now. While still looking forward to the road ahead.
It's auto show time, and now get the bonus cash allowance on 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokee Overland and Summit.
Here, matching bedazzled shirts are worn proudly, and phones are forgotten. Young ones are granted new power, and dad jokes are actually funny. Fireworks paint the sky every night, and hand-holding makes a comeback every day. Here, anything is possible if you can imagine it. And that's what makes Orlando unbelievably real.
Dear all-wheel drive, a chill road. Snowy streets, we're coming for you. Icy grip, we're holding tight. Wintry mix, safety's the name of our game. Yours, Toyota all-wheel drive sedans. Right now, get 3.99% APR for 60 months on a stylish new 2024 Camry. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
A leaking underground propane tank is blamed for a deadly explosion in suburban Washington, D.C. Firefighters arrived to check out reports of a gas smell in Sterling, Virginia last night. Moments after, they discovered a 500-gallon tank leaking at the side of the house. It exploded, trapping crews inside. 45-year-old firefighter Trevor Brown died from his injuries he suffered in that blast. He was a father of 3. 10 firefighters and 2 residents of the home were also hurt. Investigators are still trying to figure out what ignited this blast. Former President Donald Trump holding events today just one day after a judge ruled on the penalties that he's going to have to pay for inflating his assets to receive favorable loan terms. As CBS News' Christian Benavides reports, the ruling also affects Trump's adult sons.
That's the real deal.
Former President Donald Trump at a traveling sneaker show event, Sneaker Con, in Philadelphia Saturday, unveiling his Never Surrender high tops, a day after a New York judge ruled he'd have to surrender hundreds of millions of dollars for conning banks into favorable loan terms, inflating his assets, including his Trump Tower penthouse at Mar-a-Lago, exaggerating its value by as much as 2,300%.
It's a very sad day for my opinion, the country. A New York State judge just ruled that it's crooked as you can get.
Judge Arthur Engoron ordered Trump to pay more than $354 million. The former president was also banned from running a business or applying for loans in New York for 3 years. His sons, Don Jr. and Eric, were each fined $4 million and banned for 2 years. New York's Attorney General brought forward a civil lawsuit under a state law that allows her to prosecute fraud in business dealings.
The scale and the scope of Donald Trump's fraud is staggering. So too is his ego. His belief that the rules do not apply to him.
This whole thing is very unfair.
The judge said of Trump and the other defendants, their complete lack of remorse borders on pathological. When Trump himself took the stand 2 times, the judge said his refusal to answer questions directly, or in some cases at all, severely compromised his credibility. Christian Benavides, CBS News.
And the penalties could be even bigger than that amount of $355 million. The New York Attorney General's office says it could grow to $450 million when you add in interest. Well, don't pack away the big coats just yet. No, winter is not over. A live look outside right now. Mary Kay is tracking a cold night with wind chills in just the teens. The first alert forecast coming up ahead.
The thing about Chicago weather you can consistently count on is change, but there is something else you can consistently count on. First Alert Weather Chief Meteorologist Albert Ramon, an expert that gets Chicago weather, is constantly analyzing it, so he can tell you all about it.
Cold weekend ahead,
giving you time to do something about it.
Also want to give you a first alert on what we're expecting next week.
Albert Ramon and First Alert Weather, the comfortingly consistent part of Chicago's constantly changing weather.
In order for small businesses to thrive, they need to be smart, efficient, and savvy. Make the most of every opportunity. That's why Comcast Business is introducing the Small Business Bonus. For a limited time, you can get up to a $1,000 prepaid card with a qualifying gig bundle. Yep, $1,000. So switch to business internet from the company with the largest, fastest, reliable network.
Give your business a head start in 2024 with this great offer. Plus, ask how to get up to a $1,000 prepaid card with a qualifying gig bundle. Switch today.
We get it. When it comes to Chicago roads, there are only 2 seasons, winter and under construction. That's why Chicagoland gets Honda. All-wheel drive, rugged as hello, look at the gas mileage. With loads of cargo space and a comfortable cabin, Honda SUVs are the perfect ride for Chicago's all-season driving. Both of them. Best deals of the year are here, so get to your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Honda dealer today. Honda gets Chicagoland.
President's Day savings start right now at American Mattress. Save up to 60% off top brands. Get a free adjustable, free pillows, and free delivery with your new mattress. Plus, save up to $1,100 on luxury Beauty Rest Black mattress sets. And save up to $800 on Stearns & Foster and Tempur-Pedic adjustable sets. Shop the name you've trusted for over 35 years. American Mattress.
American Mattress. And a good night's sleep. Call 1-800-TO-DREAM.
Well, the celebration is on in Uptown. They're celebrating the Year of the Dragon today with its annual Lunar New Year parade. The parade stepped off at 1 o'clock near the corner of Argyle and Winthrop. The celebration featured dozens of floats, dancers, and other performers. A post-parade party then followed at Argyle and Winthrop. Today's festival was free and open to all ages. Happy World Pangolin Day. The Brookfield Zoo, they are marking this occasion, this special occasion, with an educational